Welcome to Fable Table, an actual play live stream focused on critical world building, collaborative storytelling, finding the fun in games, and opening up on crazy hairdos. Not a problem Brian has on his streams.
Damn.
And spicy comments. My hair is out of control right now. I don't know what it's doing. Okay.
Let it be free.
Free the hair. Free the curl.
Release the beast.
Deeply jealous of you guys. You don't even have to do anything, and your hair is beautiful.
No.
I hate you all.
Really.
All right.
Just brush it once a week. I'm joking. I brush it like every day.
On that lovely, friendly, caring, nurturing note, Shannon, I am going to open us up with a quick cutback to something I brought up last week. And I really want to underscore here with my pencil and paintbrush and whatever other tools I've got back here. Eyeliner.
Lowlighter.
Oh, highlighter.
Eyeliner?
Yes, highlighter and eyeliner. All the things.
Eyeliner.
Okay, so before we get to the recap, I want to open up with the scene of Ollie Oxenfree in the ship, looking at the map that we saw him using, the hyper futuristic sci-fi map that y'all pulled off of the satellite of Vulpa's satellite
that he was intimate with.
Excuse me?
He said it. He was intimate with it. He said that it was
He plugged himself into it.
Okay, sorry, I forgot that particular detail.
I remembered that vividly.
I know you did.
Not stop thinking about it.
That sounds like something you'd hold on to.
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? Oh, yes, I have.
Sure did, buddy.
So last week I mentioned he looked at the map and it showed like a big old red dot moving through the spearing fence, and he was like, wonder what that could be. Oh well, I'll bring it up to whoever when I see him. And just walked off the ship and was like, I'm gonna go see the sights. From that point we cut to the spearing fence where we have Captain, I've already forgotten his name. Oh dear.
Sage?
Yes, Captain Sage and the hunting families are loaded for bear on top of the decks of many ships, like almost a fleet of them, like a small fleet, probably a half dozen or so. And they are cruising along. I think Captain Sage says, my medium says that the beast should be right here, right around here. They'll be here any minute. And we get some music that I'm having trouble finding right there. Suddenly, one of the ships comes shouting, and then a cracking and a shaking of the branches beneath the sea, and that ship is just destroyed out of nowhere. And then suddenly these humongous tentacles, some with hands or hooks, but others like prehensile tentacles, like just a huge tail, just start leaping up in the area and start like whipping around haphazardly, not really necessarily connecting with anything, but they begin moving around through the sea, finding ships and then wrapping around them and crushing them. And there is lots and lots of cannon fire, gunfire, ballistas being shot, all sorts of weapons being activated, beasts diving into the sea to attack this thing. They're throwing everything they've got at the beast. and it does not look like they are in control here.
I'm getting wrecked.
Yeah. And then we fade to black, and there is just detritus all over the sea in this area of ships torn apart. And a bunch of the pieces of the ships begin to sink down into the sea, but not like in a way that you'd expect, where they just kind of slowly sink at different rates. They're all just floating there, and then all at once, they all begin to move in kind of like a diagonal pattern and all seep beneath the surface of the sea.
Okay.
And we see a rolling mass begin to move south. Okay. I will let you all know that I'm starting a track called The Beast Arrives.
Oh, God.
This is a hidden track. I'm doing you a service, letting you know. No, this is not going to be a hidden track. I've decided. I actually thought about this earlier. This is not a hidden track. On our notes sheet, I'm going to clear the Captain Sage Hunts the Leviathan track. That has served its purpose. I'm going to clear the Reach the Hearth track that has served its purpose. And I am going to start a 6-step track. Is that too many?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna go a 6-step track called The Beast, or as we know, Anima Arrives.
Mm-hmm.
And each step along this track is going to represent a quarter day. And that is time that you all have to either use for montage actions or do other stuff around town here at Tarobal Tower. Or really leave. You could leave if you wanted. I who's to say? You all get to decide how you want to use this time. That being said, if there is a roll that goes horribly wrong, I reserve the right to mark additional quarters or boxes of this track. Okay. So,
how great would it be for this area to be ruined by the beast?
How great would it be? I don't know.
That was not a genuine question to you, Nick. It was just like, this place is giving off bad vibes. So
yeah, really? Tell me more about that. We should do our quick recap. Give me one detail about last week's session, particularly here at Tarobal Tower.
Okay, everyone is starving, and they're looking at our Ironbound with hungry eyes. And we don't know what they want them for, but we know that it's not good. And the people here are like starving, and there's no food for them. They're like trapped on this frozen fucking rock.
Well, surely they're looking at your Ironbound with hungry eyes because, one of them's a chef, right?
We've also met a whole bunch of contraptions. Go ahead.
They're seeking fuel source for their machine, their engine, running down below, and they seem desperate for it.
Yes, the engine being the device that has kept their city warm for hundreds of years in this cold, desolate area of the interregnum.
Also, Foxy Volpa is here. And
why do you think that?
I don't know.
We didn't get any clues as to whether or not she was here.
We have no idea.
We were just hoping.
This was the nearest
No
settlement
information.
to where the starship, quote unquote, went down, but it didn't. So
we also tried to disguise Bill
poorly.
behind him and rolled a double 1.
Oh,
And
God. I'm gonna
now-
miss you, Dill.
And I believe what we settled on is they dressed him like a twin horn, in obvious parody of religious garb of these people. And we only did like half of it. So he's still very obviously an inauthentic and a robot, and a golem, and he thinks he's very well hidden.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you mentioned that because I had completely forgotten.
No,
Did we or did we not
got
put the
that.
Tormite horns on his?
We sure
did.
did.
I
Man.
think that was
absolutely
part
did.
of
Yeah.
So
it.
we made like an abomination
The most offensive thing we
to
could.
their
Yeah.
faith.
You want to know
But
what's
we think it looks great.
You know what's funny about that? If the twin horns had seen these horns like in your inventory, they would have like made trouble. Like that is a religious crime that is sacrosanct. But incorporating it into your helm, your mask, great. Fucking love it.
That's funny.
I love that.
I'm
The only-
scared.
The other details that I wanted to add is that we did run into 2 twin horn enforcers. Their names are Ankle and Sepher. We have
Good job on
taken
that.
some snapograph pictures of Volpa to help find her. And we've distributed some of them around, mainly there with Dill as he goes out looking for her, if I remember.
Oh,
And
gosh.
the last thing that we did talk about was that we do have a fuel source in this city. We have power cells from Volpa's ship, but we wanted to be very careful because if it becomes known that we have fuel, they're going to take it from us. And if we want to get what we want, we might have to trade it. That might be our leverage. We have to be very careful how we do it.
I think
And I'm remembering another detail too. There's going to be an offering made tonight, and it sounds like some sort of like ceremonial deal. And we're getting weird vibes about this like offering. Like, what are they offering? We don't know, but it seems sus.
it's sus. So I have an idea about that, but it will be bad.
Oh, I love it already.
So Amber is like, how do we can't get to the downstairs where the things are. How do we bring all of the people up? Can we raise an alarm? Is there like a hand crank like
Why do we need the
like-
people?
so that we can see if Volpa is here for one? And if she isn't, we hightail it out of there and save our people. Just to get all of the people to like where we need them, like up on the gathering platform. I don't know. It's a bad idea.
I feel like someone like that is gonna stand out, and if we just like look in the right places,
Okay.
you know, like look in the Mos Eisley cantina of this city, they'll stand out.
What if Amber just like goes into like every business and is like Volpa and just sees who turns around? I don't know.
Well, so don't forget there is a junction here, which is kind of like the cantina for wild sailors called Lick Velos.
Ugh. Okay.
What?
Lick Velos, one word. And I've put it in the Twitch chat. And then there is a chop station a combo chop station and shadow spring called the Red Altar.
Oh, that's
which,
right. 'Cause we're soup.
which we discussed was kind of like a sous vide style place, or Benihana's even, where you could just have it like thrown either raw into your mouth or to be cooked into your spring.
Oh,
Okay.
that feels bad.
So I do want to draw attention to a couple things before we dive into some of these important questions that y'all have brought up. I have removed a number of specimens and salvage from the ship, which are really, really desired stuff by the Tarobal Tower. They took basically any food related stuff, it's gone. There was also, I believe, pinwolf hides, and I think I left cold weather gear, mostly because I think that everyone has that on and is actively wearing it. And like the crew and you all, if you chose to wear it. So they probably don't have much to spare. But there are a number of new items that were given in trade. There is snow melt, which is effectively fresh water made from snow. There is volcanic stone, chemical slurry, and pre-verdant metals.
Ooh. That's great.
Yes. The other thing I'm going to draw attention to is the track that I created for Anima Arrives. It has 2 breakpoints after the second box and the fourth box, essentially dividing this into 3 2-box sections.
Yeah.
Part of tracks is I can create those little split points, which can represent important things either happening or being required to move on to the next point. In this case, things will happen. So there's about a half a day. Well, I said this that it was.
You said it was a quarter.
You said quarter day per box.
No. When did I say that the offering was?
That was like that night.
This night. Okay. Then there are 2 quarter days before the offering.
Understood.
All right. So, I'm going to let you all deliberate while I go grab something really quick.
Where we left it was like
with you guys.
Amber. Yeah, we just shifted the camera, or we were about to shift the camera over to Dill and Salt to see what they're doing.
Right.
Correct. We got our.
But you guys
awesome
talked about you didn't discuss the trade yet.
No.
Well, you kind of did, but you didn't say exactly what we had, or
We brought them food in exchange for getting our tattoos done, and we learned that these people are basically ignorant, where we as outsiders, pirates, whatever, have come into this situation, having been to other ports and seen that most of them aren't starving, and that they live in a somewhat harmonious sort of existence. Like, food isn't as scarce in most other places, and they're sort of relying on these like the caretakers or whatever they're like, yeah, they take care of us and they keep us safe. And it's like, safe from what? So it all just seems hella sus and like very shady. Before the camera switched,
the offering is when either after the offering, or maybe the offering is the doling out of the rations or something like that.
That is what was implied, through the conversation, was that the offering is like when they like split things up. But that's about all we got. And I think that Prickles and I might just like go hit the streets with our pictures of Foxy Volpa. and see who might know her. Do you guys know where you may have headed? In what direction?
I mean, if the Shadow Spring and Chop Station, a Red Altar feels like the Cantina music, let's go ask some people about this strange lady.
Nice.
That's where I feel like Offworlders are gonna be, because like the Shadow Spring is it a religious space? Is it a
Shadow Spring is basically like a spa. It's a place to kick off your shoes, like soak your woes and mires away, or do laundry and
gotcha. Okay, I thought it was like a Cosmer specific.
No. That was
Salt just naturally gravitates for them, like for those areas, because they're usually dark.
Got it. Okay.
And like
so
he did the weirdo thing of turning on the hot tub and getting in it and then putting the lid on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love that.
Well, it seems like a good place where people would be coming through with whom we could ask some questions, and I don't know, maybe the piece of the market will protect Dill there.
Yeah, I mean Dill knows, like, people go where the food is. Like, everyone has to get food, and probably more than once a day. So yeah, that definitely tracks.
And Nick, I hope you prepped this game's version of the like Krusty Krab Krabby Patty video game, because I am planning to take over the kitchen and cook for these people.
All right, Andy, I need you to pull up Overcooked on Steam. We're gonna play as a party. Got it. Okay. You head to the junction, to Lick Velos.
I thought we were going to the Red Altar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you were going to the junction. My bad. You're heading to the Red Altar, where you have this combo of Char Station or Chop. Was it Char or Chop Station? What did I say?
Chop House? I don't know.
Chop House.
I think it was Chop Station and Shadow Spring.
Yes, Chop Station and Shadow Spring. Where there are a number of Ardent and Celicrae there. Probably only a handful right now. There is, it seems, very little work for a Chop to be doing right now. And there's just a couple that are here sharpening their knives and chop implements. Meanwhile, the Shadow Springs themselves are a hoppin' place. As you pass by the junction, Lickvelos, you see that it is also a very hopping and happening place right now. In fact, you recall, maybe it was a little bit hard to see through some of the whipping and flurry of snow, but the port that you landed on, there were a number of platforms that were being kind of held in place by these big brass chains, and they were basically just kind of floating on the surface and not able to float away because of the chains. But there's actually quite a few Wild Sailor ships here, and thus quite a few Wild Sailors at these two offerings that Tarobal Tower has. So yes, you have free range to engage with any of the professionals here. You, I presume, are going to be showing the photo to the Wild Sailors and the Chops here.
I'm in disguise, right? And I think it's good.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And the guy
is like, right next to you. Like, he doesn't let you out of his sight because he saw how the hungry eyes thing.
Right.
That
Yes.
this town has for you.
There is a slight shift in the vibe as you step in, Dill. Not complete discomfort and wariness, but kind of like highly relaxed and hedonistic vibe that you are met with when you first step in is quickly stiffened up a little bit.
Before we got in, are there like on the street for this culture?
Is there what?
Are there like cops or bouncers out on the street before we got inside here?
Yes, they're called Twin Horn Enforcers, like Ankle and Saphir.
I'm just gonna tell you, I feel like Dill would want to sort of play his disguise a little bit, and go to one of the cops outside and say, "Soldier, I need your assistance," as if he was ordering a subordinate.
Yeah, what do you need?
We are looking for this traveler, a fugitive, a heretic. Have you seen this ardent? And I show him the photo.
Roll me 1d6.
Just one?
Just one.
Fuck.
Is it a one? Just one.
Sure is.
It's a one.
Just a one.
No, sir. Nothing to report here. Just
Well,
wild sailors inside. They're minding their own business and keeping things cool.
Well, tremendous work, sir. Thank you for your time and your service. Glory onward, and walk right past him.
Glory onward. The well-known Twin Horn mantra. Glory onward.
Does he attempt to do their secret handshake with them or no?
Right.
They just go. Oh no, it's more like this.
Oh no.
Got to make the thumbs move too, right?
Salt will not do this with them.
Perfect.
Gotta keep moving.
Ooh.
Hey, my guy. All right, you enter. There, like I said, it is hedonistic vibes in here. There are the wild sailors are sparing no expense. They're bubble bathing in the spas, and that is hyper indulgent. Not something that you would normally see very often. The proprietor of this space, who I don't have a name for, I'm going to say it is a Ketra. No, Ketra would not thrive here in the cold.
It's not Lenny Lick. This is Lick Velos, right?
No, Lick Velos is the...
Oh, this is Red Altar. Okay.
This is Red Altar. Yeah, there's... there are people dressed in red robes. They appear to have other ornamentation of bowls, but they are like clearly different from Twin Horns, the enforcers anyway. But they clearly partake in the same faith, but they're wearing red. There are a couple at the chop station, and then there's one that is kind of like at the front desk. That sees Dill in this getup and just like, welcome, brother. And then turns to you as he's like counting not a huge wad of cash because there's no cash here, but he's got like, he's like looking over... It's a
barter system, right?
Yeah, he's looking over a huge pile of stuff that he's like organizing. Foodstuffs, blankets and clothing, shoes, some tools.
I imagine he's like putting tags on these things to say like where it came from, what it was for, or something like that.
Oh, there is like wood, like dried wood in bundles, which is like, oh, that's very plentiful. Oh wait, the wood here is not very suitable, or easy to come by.
Right.
Yeah. So then they turn to you and oh, welcome, sir. What'll it be? Bath, chop, laundry services?
Yes, I'd be interested in a bath, but business first. We're looking for an individual, and we're hoping
you two
that
are together?
Save your
comrades?
scrutiny for another time, my good sir.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry. What can I help with?
Is there an issue?
Only the ones that you make, young man.
Yes, you have my deepest apologies. I meant nothing by my comment. Please.
None taken? Okay. Have you seen this person? And he just like
he like takes the photo and like without even looking at it yet, he's like, sir, if I could offer a complimentary foot special, you're more than welcome to dip your toes in our warm waters.
You can offer a better look at what we just asked you for your help with.
Of course. I was just trying to. I'm so sorry. And then he like looks down
like
at
discreetly
the photo.
fist bump Dill.
This person takes some spectacles. Let's see. Do we want to like this guy or hate this guy?
You want to feel sorry for this guy because he's out of his league.
Okay, he'll take a monocle then, and he'll like kind of squint and peer at the photo. Forgive these old eyes. You're looking for this individual, you said?
The foxy one.
Good, your ears work.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, I'm so sorry to say that I don't believe I've seen this person. And he'll like wave over the chops who are busy sharpening their knives and implements, and he'll like shout something in, what's the Ketra language? He'll probably just say it in like Raka spit. Nope, that's not the right one. Liar bite, poets and songwriters.
I thought we said it was too cold here for Ketra.
Oh, we did. I meant Celicrae. But I think that's knock. Yeah, the hissing, chittering voice of the Celicrae hive minds. Many of the sounds are impossible for a single mouth to form, so most outsiders that learn knock speak a simplified form. And that's what you hear, a simplified version, because this is an ardent. But you hear them say something in knock in the back, and then some others come out, and like they all crowd around this photo, passing it around, and they all shake their head. And the old individual that you've that met at the front desk looks more and more worried about how you're gonna react with every no and shake of the head he gets from his colleagues.
Excellent. While he's busy, Salt, make the rounds and see if anyone here as a customer has seen this person. I will work with the kitchen staff.
That's a good idea, but I don't think it's a good idea for us to separate too much. So let's stay within line of sight. Sounds good.
Excellent idea. I feel like he learned this gesture from someone, and he's like, finally get to do it, and he doesn't wait to do it.
Yeah, when you walk away from the guy at the counter, you're like,
Poor guy.
It's worth mentioning, Dill, there are some really nice looking chef and char implements here. Some for cutting. These are all for cutting, very much less for cooking, but very nice all the same. There are a number of private baths here. at the Shadow Spring, but there is a more affordable, more economical kind of public area with multiple baths, not conjoined, although there is one of those, and there are some people in there, but kind of a more public area for bathing and doing laundry, or I guess whatever else you would want to do with one of these Shadow Springs. And there's just like a lot there. As you come in, there was a lot of raucousness and indulgence happening, but there was a little bit of a shift when you entered, and now they're all like really keen and interested on all of the noise and hullabaloo that's happening by the front desk. So as long as Salt, or I'm sorry, as long as Dill, you're kind of like standing in the entryway that separates the front desk from the more public spring area, you can keep an eye on Salt as he does these rounds. Or more Salt, as long as Dill is standing in the entryway, you can keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take a quick cursory glance around, like every couple of minutes, just look for any of the
roll me
Longhorn people. See if like there's more coming in or anything like that. Just
no, there are no Twin Horn people here. Roll me 2d6.
Twin Horn, yeah.
Roll me 2d6.
All right, so Salt is gonna like go from person to person, showing them the picture. He's gonna go around like the perimeter first, and then like the people that are not engaging, that are in the baths, Salt is going to actually like enter the baths, becoming bath Salt, and will go up to them, and like he's walking around. You're welcome. He's walking around. He's doing that dorky walking around thing because he doesn't want to get this thing wet. So he's like walking around with his elbows up, and he's like, have you seen this person? And he's like going right up to them, like, he can't escape. Like, he's gonna make sure every eye in this room has taken a look at the picture and given an answer.
Yes, excellent. Give me 3d6, actually.
Okay.
I like it.
Just flat out, no cut, nothing.
No cut.
Okay.
Nice.
6, a 3, and a 1.
Who are your contacts? Sotho and Stick Reeves?
Sotho and Chikazi.
Oh, you changed.
Chikazi the Wave Walker. I don't know if he's in here.
No.
He came with us on the ship.
Yeah, he did come with you. I'm going to say Sotho's here.
Nice.
Ironically, someone excommunicated from the Twin Horns. Yeah, Satho is here, which is extremely strange. Satho is someone not from the Twin Horns that run the Tarobal Tower. He's from the mountains, but was excommunicated from there. They're much more mystical up in the mountains. Essentially, there's like a really large mountain known as an island. A hyper valuable and permanent fixture that has very little to no risk of ever being dropped into the sea. But he got kicked out. He's now a muscle for hire. And when you come across a group of wild sailors and are asking like a group of them together to look at the photo, you hear Satho. And through the kind of like dark misting that is emanating from this particular very hot spring, Satho, with basically nothing on except his cracked, horn-broken bull mask, kind of wades forward, and he's like, "Sol, is that you? Hey, what are you doing here?" Yeah.
Well, imagine that. Well, I'm looking for this person. Have you seen her? It's very, very important that we find her. Her friend's very concerned.
I see. No. We've been here a few days, and we've been kind of keeping tabs on things, the comings and goings of these other lot. And I haven't heard or seen of anyone like this. What's their ship called?
Well,
And
I don't
he's
know
referring
what
to the
it's...
fact that a lot of wild sailors keep tabs on what crew/ship comes and goes, because
Yeah, the thing
Yeah.
about that is
Mhm.
she would have arrived on a personal vessel by herself, like a small
Really?
one-person vessel. Yeah,
Here? On a
yeah.
That's odd.
We found a wreckage a little further
Oh.
off. This was the closest settlement to that wreckage,
I see.
and yeah, that's why we're looking for her
Ran
here.
into some frost spiders or a yeti or something, huh?
It's something. It was a mess.
I see. Well, glad to hear there was at least one survivor, but we've heard and seen nothing like that here.
Really. And this vessel might have had... This might sound strange, but you know me, I wouldn't lie to you. It
Of
might have had
course.
flight capabilities. So I believe it probably would have drawn a lot of attention.
Well, then I can tell you, no one has flown into the tower. At least no one that was seen.
Within what time frame? How long have you been here, did he say?
5 days. Much
5 days.
Much longer than you believe
Right.
that Volpo was here.
Well, if she was trying not to stand out, it still would be strange if a solo person on a personal vessel showed up. Like, people would talk about something like
Honestly,
that, right?
it would be kind of strange for someone on a personal craft to survive out there, to find their way. Well, I guess if it could fly.
What was the Naruto name of her little vessel?
The Naruto?
Yeah, whatever. You had
It's something to do with the
name
fox. The
that
fox
was, like,
thing from
fox related. You
Naruto.
said that her little personal life raft craft was like named something fox related from
I did?
Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone concurs.
It was like 2 weeks ago. So.
I think
This is
okay.
proof that Nick lies. Nick's making it up.
Let's see.
Nick's gaslighting us.
So, no. You're. I vaguely remember this conversation. I don't remember asserting that her little craft was called that, but it either would have been QB, which is Nine Tails, or Kurama, which is the name given to the Nine Tails. Like they're.
I'm pretty sure you said QB.
QB. Okay.
I think you said that after I referred to her abandoned ship as the Nine Tails.
Oh, was that? Did I call the satellite that, or her little personal craft?
I don't know. I can't remember now. But I just know that
personal craft QB.
QB. Okay.
Sure.
Anyways, I just didn't know if that was a name worth floating at some of these interactions as well.
Floating. So many spa puns.
I don't know if that was a name worth sensory deprivating in these interactions.
That's funny. I enjoyed that.
I'll mention the name. I just remember the name of the personal vessel. It would have been QB or Cubic, Cube something. Pretty sure QB.
Honestly, I've never heard of anyone naming their personal craft other than people that have huge ego problems. But hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What are you doing hanging around with a twin horn?
Oh, my friend over there? I was actually I've actually got a question for you.
You've been asking me tons of questions, and I'm here posing one to you, my friend.
Does Dill know?
Why are you?
Does Dill know this person and know that they're like excommunicated?
You might have heard of them. You've probably heard, like, everyone I listed on the connections tab is someone you could have feasibly heard of. They're interesting people.
All right. I stomp over and kneel down and look at him and say, cooperate without questions or I'll out you for the apostate that you are.
Oh my god.
Don't mind him. He's a good friend, a crewmate.
Some of the other sailors are like suddenly standing up in the spa wearing
I said it
nothing.
very quietly. Come on.
Yeah, but they're
I
all
meant it.
they're all here, and they're like, here is a twin horn coming up to their guy and being assertive. They're like, is there a problem here?
I do not believe so. Is there a problem there? Or problem here?
Look, we're just here.
I ask Zotho, is there a problem?
Look, I've got no issue with you. Is there something we can help you with? We're just trying to enjoy our.
We've been asking for help, young man. Keep helping.
Hey! It's take it down a couple of notches. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Our mission is important here, but
so be it.
It's soft, man. It's soft.
I back off.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Dill's a little too excited about the part that he's playing. This is the double one.
Like he said, let's take this down a couple of notches.
Yeah.
And we're gonna cut to a couple of people who have not been taking it down a couple of notches, as they've gotten some matching tattoos.
Hell yeah, we did.
Similar
Yeah.
tattoos.
Holy fuck.
We got matching tattoos.
From some very, very desperate and hungry tattoo artists. Speaking of which, Andy, I have scheduled a consultation in 2 weeks for a tattoo. Okay.
Nice.
So what are you two up to now that you've gotten your tattoos?
We decided to go to the junction.
Okay. You head into the junction here. Have either of you been to Tarobal Tower before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. You've likely heard of Lickvello's, which is a junction run by someone named Lickvello, who is a rather eccentric Celicrae, who is oh man. What is a very small creature that does well in the cold?
Like a vole?
A vole or mole, maybe.
Yep. Or like a white fox or rabbits and.
Oh,
like
you know what?
like
Actually, the classic Celicrae spider. Spiders do well in the cold because they can create their own antifreeze in their bodies.
Awesome.
Yes. So this is your classic spider Celicrae, Lickvello. Not classic is how eccentric they are. I wish I had set up my voice mod to do like an echoing voice, because Lickvello, like most Celicrae, because they are a community of very tiny creatures within a body, usually wrapped in clothing or skin, speaks with multiple voices at once. Sailors, welcome. Welcome to our junction. What can we do for you? Food? A bed? Entertainment? A drink? A job? We have a board.
Actually, we are here looking for a friend of ours.
There are many friends here at Lickvello's.
Oh no.
Did Shannon freeze, or is she just in shock? Oh no.
Yes.
Perfect timing. All right. Okay, we're gonna take our break here because this seems like as good a time as any. We will be right back.
Hold on.
Okay, we're back.
There we go.
Hey,
and we're back.
I'll fix it in post. All right, so you walked into the junction and were greeted by Lickvello, who stated, "We're all friends here, or there are many friends to be had here."
And then I said, yes, everyone has been so welcoming and lovely here. And we are looking for one friend in particular. And then I pull out my photo of Foxy Volpa. I'm always going to call her Foxy Volpa because she is stacked. And I'm like, have you seen this lovely lady?
Oh my, she looks like she would be attractive to your sort of type.
Definitely.
I can't say that we've seen her, unfortunately. We have others of many varieties that might be interested in that sort of thing. If you've got the barter.
Oh.
Oh, did I
saying-
misunderstand? I'm so
Also
sorry.
side quest.
Will Shannon take the bait?
We will never get done in 10
Nope.
sessions now. Take it, Shannon.
difficult.
You know you want to.
This is really hard for me, you guys.
Rickles has already moved away to the other side of the room. I have my own agenda. This is all you. You can make your own decisions here.
No,
I need to get another
no.
drink.
Well, over here with Velo, we'll engage in that thing that happens in RPGs where you're given an option in the dialogue to like make your choice of how you want to proceed, and the NPC will just stand there ad nauseum for hours on end, just standing there waiting for you to respond, and we will cut over to Prickles engaging with other NPCs with less patience.
Prickles has already started moving about the room. It is my intention, while Amber is acknowledging and engaging with the crowd, to observe the crowd. I know that there's got to be somebody in here who would be much more willing to speak in a quieter setting, maybe with less people listening and hearing around. And so I want to hunt my way around the room, looking for the person who is not engaging with Amber, but for the person who's watching us.
Okay, give me a hunt roll. What is your
I'm gonna go hunt is a
Your
skill
edge.
of observation. So I'm gonna go searching my eyes around the room, looking for those who are looking at the conversation with Amber and Lickfellow, and those who are also trying to find me, or those who are maybe engaging in shady conversation and staring in that direction. I think hunt is what I would like to use here.
Yep.
I think as an edge.
If Grace.
Either I have Grace. I think Grace is the one I use here.
I think
I'm
Grace
trying
is
to,
perfect.
Yeah, do it without necessarily drawing attention to myself.
Yeah.
Precision observation.
Yeah, I could see Veils being good here, but I think Grace, especially since like you've been made as you enter, just being very casual about it. The elegance while being precise is perfect. Do you have any aspects that might help here? Sundew senses. You can instantly identify the presence of danger.
Of predatory plants.
That is. Oh, that's not going to help here. No predatory plants in sight.
It's more if we're out in the Wildsea. I think Iris Blossom would be good if I was looking for the person that Amber would definitely be interested in spending the evening with. But
you can see heat the way others see color.
But heat can also be a source of like people's anxiety, people's anger. Our bodies go through things when we're feeling different things. Okay. Maybe Iris Blossom could be a thing.
So this is actually a mechanic we have not discussed. You can take an advantage to increase quality of the outcome, or impact, I think is what it's called, or take an advantage, which is mechanically not worth it. But you can do that.
What if I'm looking around with my Iris Blossom aspect at all the people who are merry and happy. They've got heat. They're moving around. They're enjoying themselves. And I look for the one who is not giving off heat.
Ooh.
For the one who is cool.
Yeah, take that
who
advantage.
is not engaging.
Take that. Yeah.
All right.
How do you feel that your mire that's currently ticked fits into this? Outsiders are difficult to trust.
If I was trying to trust somebody here, then that would be terrible. If I was trying to engage and negotiate, that probably would be something here.
Okay.
But I'm trying to find the one to negotiate.
So
I feel like the next role probably will have that as a cut.
You trust people's nonverbals and body language enough?
I trust people have shitty intentions, and if I can find the one that has shitty intentions, then maybe afterwards I'm gonna have difficulty trusting what they say. But finding them shouldn't be the problem.
Fair enough.
All right, that's 2 for harvest, 1 for grease, 1 for the advantage. So 4 dice.
Yep.
I see a 5, 2 3s, and a 2.
A 5 and a twist.
Mm-hmm.
Always open to hearing twist pitches before I share the result, while as a gimmick to buy time to think of the outcome.
Maybe the twist is that he sees something, someone who has, I like the idea that he finds someone who has like no body heat signature.
Oh,
Dude, Satzelcray have body heat signature?
Celicray?
Or Celicray?
I think that Celicray have above average heat signatures because they
swarm.
Like bees can just a hive of bees to kill predators can just flap their wings and swarm to basically like massively spike temperature and overheat an intruder. That is a fact. They're
like in the walls of your house, like you can feel it because like the wall feels hot.
Yes. I also think that bees keep their nests warm by periodically like a low level metabolistic, like keeping their wings flapping even through the winter, especially through the winter. So I think that Celicray, especially ones that are
Is it here's a twist idea, but I don't know if it's possible due to something you said last session. Is it possible that he locates a secret Ironbound?
That's what I was just considering.
At that.
Yeah, I think in a corner, covered in a sort of disguise, not a disguise. This is more of just like being hidden.
Aragorn-like. He is just
very Aragorn-like in the Fellowship movie.
Open his pipe.
Yeah, there is a Ironbound giving off no heat signature, but that is like actively kind of like moving around, and that's how you spot them.
He like mumming, consuming food and drink, even though he doesn't need to. He's just sitting there like
yes. There's like an undrank ale and a bowl of chowder that like you notice them like kind of trying to like sneakily, not really sneakily, but kind of half-assed sneakily, like pass to a colleague to like eat a bite and then take back and put in front of them and then fake like they're taking a bite.
For the purposes of this exercise, can his name be Strider, please?
Or Walker?
Yeah. Even better.
I've been trying to name
Bounder?
Ironbound after fictional ships, real or fictional ships, but
Yellow
we can do Strider. That's fine.
I just started watching Lord of the Rings again.
He's the character with 8 names in the book, so I'm sure he's got one.
One of them is bound to like catch. Yeah.
Yo, my name's fucking King, yo. And I embrace that shit. No, Strider. Yeah, there's some.
I remember that scene from the movies.
Yeah, where Aragorn accepts his destiny. Yeah, me too. 100%. 99% of the film spent in that space. Got it. Yes, there is an Ironbound in the back that you notice, but that's not the outcome here. You got a partial success.
Yes.
So, I think someone that you do notice, watching you attentively, is going to be... there is a wild sailor here, and they are a Ketra. You notice that they have only warm food in front of them. There is no drink, except for a hot beverage, a tea, which is something that we haven't really engaged with, how popular tea is in this space, in this setting.
Jasmine tea, of course.
Something like that. And they are just being very, very attentive to you and Amber. While their peers have many, many, many empty glasses in front of them.
Ooh.
Some hot, some cold. Most cold.
Does the spider pimp notice my spider puppy in my hood?
The spider pimp. You mean Lick Velo?
Yeah.
Do you want him to notice Lick Velo? Sorry, do you want Lick Velo to notice your spider?
I don't know. Would that make him more open to talking with us actually openly about, or would he be distrustful because I have like a companion that is...
What are you hoping to gain beyond the fact that he has not seen Volpa?
Beyond that, maybe he would speak freely and like tell us what is actually going on at the station and whether or not we should like leave expeditiously, or if I don't know.
I'm going to say this mostly because I think it's true to the character and his station and position among this society. He is not going to speak freely without enormous leverage.
Understood.
There are plenty of other people here that will, though.
Okay. I will not be taking...
We've identified 2 of them. So I think we cut back over to you, and Lick Velo is like apologizing for assuming that you were looking for a sex worker. Not that he's apologizing like profusely, because sex work is valid and important. And just, sorry, I'm a Celicrae. I don't necessarily get, ardent communication. Sorry.
You guys have faces, and that's weird.
Friend.
Yeah, y'all have faces, and I've got thousands of those. It's hard to read just one. How can you only have just one?
I mean, I ask myself that every single day. So we are on the same page. No worries, friend. But I'm just gonna make the rounds, if you don't mind.
Please make yourself at home at Lick Velo's.
Thank you so much. And then I'm gonna kind of like strut away.
It's Velo looking good.
No. Ew.
That feels gross.
A little bit. I'll allow it because I'm also gross. So I love it, actually. But yeah, I think that she's just gonna kind of like maybe make her way over to Prickles and be like, "Hey, did you notice anything? Have you seen anyone? Do you think anyone here will actually be honest with us? I feel like we're getting nowhere here, and time is a ticking, and maybe we'd be better off looking somewhere else."
Well, I think as you make your way over to Prickles, you see that Prickles is engaged with someone else. As I will use you moving away from Lick Velo as an opportunity to maybe move around a table or sneak around and try to sidle up to this person with this
Right on.
warm food, warm tea, and walk up and be like, interesting choice of beverage there, sir.
Which one are you engaging with?
The one who is drinking the tea, Nick.
The Ketra.
The Ketra, yeah.
Okay.
He spotted us. I've observed it. I'm going to make my move.
This is someone you might have heard of. This is hi. Zek. I'm Zeku. Zeku, and I use they them pronouns. They look like kind of a rough and tumble type. They're
perfect.
Their body is not, their hygiene isn't great, and that's not to say that they stink or are gross. They're just kind of greasy for a Ketra, which is, you know, we haven't seen many of these, but they're kind of like a slug person with bones suspended in them. They are descendants of humans that were for a long time, probably until about 200 years ago, underground. The first 100 years or more of the verdancy was spent underground surviving, and they were largely exposed to Krezerin, which heavily mutated them to survive in underground and or dark environments where they couldn't see and didn't necessarily need to see. Some Ketra have eyes, others don't, like this one.
Interesting. Do I recognize Zeku?
Zeku is on the contact list, so this is someone you might have heard of. This is a mechanic and screw, screw being the term for electricians, basically, that makes boat calls for a fee.
If you told us that was the in-game word for sex worker in this world, I would believe it.
Yep.
A screw? No.
A screw.
Yeah.
I'm a screw.
I'm an electrician that'll also have sex.
Times are tough. You know, people got to do. So.
I'll make sure that your motor's running and you.
I'll splice some connections together.
Hell yeah. Thank
there
you.
Go.
Thank you. So Zeku introduces himself, or themself, I'm sorry, I already misgendered my own character. They seem very helpful. They're like, hey, if your ship needs repairs, I'm your Ketra. I'm here with the crew of the Fremont to they were expecting kind of a rough journey, but we actually got here without a hitch, so I've been largely bored. You are new here, and I've already worked over all of the wild sailors that have arrived in town, but you're new, so you caught my eye. What can I do for you?
Well, our ship is definitely in need of a little bit of repair. But I had a question for you first. This offering that's happening tonight, what have you heard of it?
The offering, that's the one time a month that these people that the Twin Horns kind of administrate. It's their way of dispersing goods that make their way in. All of these wild sailors here and others that have arrived over the last month have traded exclusively with them, and they have a sort of, not drawing. They have a bit of a lottery system, and general dispersal of goods to all of the citizens of Tarobal Tower.
Interesting.
So tonight is when they're gonna spread the wealth, so to speak, and they make sure to, on one night of all nights each month, consolidate all of their security because they didn't once upon a time, and the entire month's supply got seized by rebels.
Interesting. Does this dispersal also include heat?
Yes. Food, fuel, spices, clothing, blankets, towels, shoes, anything and everything people need, or that is available for people to survive. They disperse to their people, and I've heard that the more people do for the survival of the tower, the more chances they get for some of the more valuable, less necessary items. Everyone gets food, everyone gets some amount of fuel. Everyone gets entered for all the other stuff, the spices, the towels, the blankets, etc. But the more you do, or the longer you've gone without getting drawn for some of that more niceties, the more chances you have.
Well, I have a problem. I have need of some repairs, yes, but I don't have need of that food or that heat. But what I need is information. We're searching.
You're from the Taco Tuesday, right? You all apparently just supplied a huge amount of stuff for the people. You're kind of going to be local heroes by the end of the day.
Well, that's kind of the thing. I want to be, who doesn't want to be a local hero? But I don't want to be too much of a hero. I don't want to stand out so much that everybody feels like my ship has all the things they need. Because I worry that people might try and take them.
I heard your captain basically gave the Twin Horns everything they asked for.
Oh, that's good.
Somebody should have gone with her.
We're searching for something that maybe we haven't obtained yet. Searching for this person. And I'll pull out one of the snapograph pictures and put it in front of him. I need information on where to find her.
He doesn't have eyes, right?
Can you just...
Oh, yes. I will give my apologies, friend.
It's fine.
Sometimes I forget as I look at him with my semi-eyes and my beard that really is a beard but not a mouth. And we're not really sure. Sometimes I forget.
Yeah, it's fine. Sometimes I say like, hey, can you tell me? But you're not really talking with a mouth the way I have a mouth. You're just kind of like vibrating whatever it is you have in there. I get it. No harm, no foul.
No. I will describe the person and be like, you have worked on the ships of every wild sailor here. You are a better information source than I could be. We need information on this person, and I'm willing to trade for information and the location, or at least the knowledge of where this person may have gone. I have something that could make you a local hero. I have a bit of pre-V-Tech fuel enough to heat this entire place for a long time. You could be a hero yourself.
Well, as much as I would love to get my tentacles, and they hold up their two kind of like sort of hands, they can like split their tentacles into fingers and then retract them together into just a single prehensile tentacle.
That's awesome.
Because that's how that works.
Sure.
They may even have bones that they can split that around. Like of fingers and then bring together. As much as I'd love to get my hands on some pre-V power cells, I hate to say that I don't have any knowledge or have heard any tales of such a person. But you know who would love that? Who I'm surprised didn't hear about this? The Twin Horns and their engineers down below the hearth. Those engineers keeping their engine running, and like they lower their voice. they are desperate for fuel that will work with their engine. I'm sure you could get whatever you wanted for that. They're I've been here over the years. I have never heard them offer such amazing goods and services for fuel that'll work on their engine, on the engine, capital T, capital E. They've had me take a look at it before. That thing was near dead.
Interesting.
Whatever it is, it's advanced, but from what I could tell, that thing is not running very efficiently.
All right. Who would I talk to? I know you said the Twin Horns, but who is the most reasonable of the Twin Horns that will not decide to just take this for themselves?
Look, here. There's an engineer, a Hearth member, Oric. ORRIC, and he uses he him pronouns. Oric.
Thank you. It's very important to clarify.
He unlike most Hearth members, he lives up here above the red line. And here's where he lives. Get a hold of Oric and he'll help you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will detail to Zeku some of the specimens and salvage that we have and ask him, in addition for this information that he has just given me, and possibly the repair of the armor of our ship, if he would be willing to trade.
For this information that he's given you? Or for something else?
I want to trade for repairing our ship's armor, as we're about to go into battle against Anima, and our ship has been damaged. And
sure.
I want, and if he wants to sweeten the deal because he's giving me good information, I'll pay good top dollar.
Let's see. He doesn't want engine honey because he works with mechanical based engines, not organic ones. He doesn't want bones or limbs. Okay, I'll give you the choice.
Can I offer up something of mine?
Ooh.
I have a multi-dongle and a polycaster radio.
You have a multi-dongle?
Right.
Are you fucking kidding? Give me that. Let me see it.
I will show you the multi-dongle once we are safely aboard our ship and you see and assess the damages.
I will reach out a prickled hand towards Amber and be like, this man has already given us good information. I feel like...
Okay, I'll take it.
I will hesitate. I will hesitate for a few minutes, or for a few moments.
He holds out his tentacles.
Like we can trust what he says.
Okay.
He takes the dongle. He feels it. He licks it. He tongues it.
Oh my.
And it's very uncomfortable. The things
he's
that he does.
He's intimate with the multi-dongle.
He's kind of intimate with the multi-dongle. And he says, your ship will be repaired by tomorrow morning at dawn.
And I'm going to ask, could you reinforce it somewhat? If you are able to.
Do you have materials that could reinforce your ship?
3B metals.
We do have the preview metals that we just got with trade, but I'm loath to barter with something that belongs to the ship and not me personally, since this is like a personal request. I've got a squirrel suit and I've got some chitinous membrane.
Honey, squirrel suits are not going to reinforce your ship.
Damn. What about a gold-winged bee? No.
I have some scarab shells.
Look.
But I'm not sure what those are.
Give me the shells. I'll see what materials you have available. I'll work with your quartermaster. We'll make something work.
Salt has high wood planks. but
Okay.
I wouldn't ask, but this feels important.
All right. I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Do you have a code word with your quartermaster? That like I have authorization to use the materials? What's your ship's
Shannon.
what is your spreadsheet's safe word? I need to know.
Um,
What do I say to your quartermaster?
You can tell the captain that you've been contracted to do the work and that it's Fajita Friday. She'll understand.
We did it. We achieved Fajita Friday.
Nice.
Okay, here's
Yes.
what I'm gonna do. I am going to give you. Oh my god, I've just fucked it up.
Really? What happened?
Okay.
Who had the planks? Travis, you have the planks.
Yeah, highwood planks.
Get rid of them.
All
Fuck.
I've also gotten rid of the preview metals. They're going to be using both to fix the ship and reinforce it. You
Nice.
will be gaining your choice, +1 armor or +1 seals.
I vote armor, friends.
I feel like armor feels more important at this point than seals.
I feel like Nick is just going to take advantage of whichever one we don't.
Whichever one we don't use. Yeah, absolutely, because he's got evil inside of him. So
Yeah.
it's look, Niall,
This is a
so sweet.
All right.
this is a first 3 Pokemon test. He's gonna pick the one that's super effective.
For those of you aspiring game masters, you have 2 jobs. One, make them grateful for whatever they picked. Create opportunities for them to use their skills, their equipment, their materials, their abilities, etc. 2, make them wish they had picked something else.
You turd. I love you. Okay.
I picked 11 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you wish you'd agreed to 11 episodes.
Oh god. All right. I'm gonna get rid of my dongle that has been loved on by a certain someone.
Is there a story here why Captain Amira Levine, captain for the Takashi terraforming concern, had a beloved dongle?
I think it was something that I found in a wreckage. It was a piece of salvage that I found in a wreckage, and it made no sense to me. And I was like, this looks important. I'm going to just go ahead and dash this somewhere.
Gotcha.
On my person.
Okay.
I hold it up and I hand it to my spider, and he wraps it up in little silk and pops it in my pocket.
It gift wraps it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So
I will use whatever little minor scrap money I have to pay for more tea for Zeku, and then tell Amber we have a contact who would be willing to buy our fuel cell and gain us major favor with this tower, enough to either help against Anima or possibly help us find Volpa.
Awesome. We should probably try to find. Yep.
And then I think we walk out of the bar as we cut to our friends.
Yes. So we will cut back to Salt and Dill as they were engaging with Sotho. Sotho's crewmates were kind of rising up to protect them against the threat of a twin horn. But it sounds like Salt is diffusing the situation.
Yeah. Bill's backing off and going back to the chars. He thought he'd try a little muscle,
So, suffice to say, no one has seen Volpa. Is there anything else you're hoping to gain from these folk?
Yeah. The things that I'll say it out of character first, and then we can go through it. But I want to find out if Satho being excommunicated Twin Horn. Of course, he was from a different area, but maybe he kind of understands how they work here, or what their ideals might be. And I want to try to figure out more about the offering, and what else he might know about the Twin Horns. And then I want to like try to privately ask him why Twin Horns might be interested in Ironbound and why I don't see any Ironbound around here.
When times are tough, it's very normal to tighten the belt on anything that's not a staple, essentially. And even the staples, everything becomes about survival, about the getting the community through. There have been times where leadership have taken advantage of this within the Twin Horns. I've certainly seen my fair share of that happen. But I, as outlandish as some of their tactics might be here, things seem to be on the up and up. They're trying to outroot corruption. They're trying to outroot those that would not abide by strict guidelines and laws that they've put in place here at Terrible Tower.
The corruption within the Twin Horns?
The layperson, anyone, any member of Terrible Tower. It's worth mentioning that it is very common for different ports and settlements to have different laws. So it should not feel foreign to you that they have their own rules here. But what might feel weird is how strict they are. And that's basically what he'll kind of explain is like, things seem really strict here. It's a harsh place, hard times. Even with all of these wild sailors bringing bounty, that they have great materials to trade with, that they are abundant with. But what they're not abundant with here, it seems, is fuel and food and supplies that they need to survive, which makes this a seller's market. All of these wild sailors here enjoying their bubbles and their lotions and oils, they're profiting off of the hard times that they're facing here at Terrible Tower. And
I see.
Twin Horns and the people here are made of tough stuff. The people here have probably seen hardship their entire lives. They certainly have on the mountain, the island. But I know that they have their engine down below. And I know that their engine's been struggling over decades and decades. And I'm hearing that fuel is of vital importance to them. As for Ironbound, I have no idea.
Not a clue at all.
I mean, there are some Twin Horns that see Ironbound as... And they'll kind of like glance at Dill and lower their voice to try and speak just to you directly. Thanks, Andy. Just
Dill's backed off a little bit, but he's still like, he did this gesture, so he's keeping eye contact.
They're just see them as just scrap, and I can't blame them. They're metal and wood, screws and nails,
See,
pots and pans.
so they would. Sorry, it's hot in this bath. Hold on.
Hold on, Travis.
Wait,
Hold on.
wait a minute.
You're
was-
wearing
that was a
a skeletal
reserved
sweater, and
Travis,
Wait.
have you ever heard of the phrase "a hat on a hat"?
Oh
What-
yes, I have.
Okay.
What I want to know is how long have you been waiting to do that?
Yeah.
I want to see the third
It has
layer.
been warm.
Is there
hold
a third
on.
layer?
I need to see your underwear right fucking now.
Take it
Third
off.
layer skeleton.
Take it
Prove
all
it.
off. Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh my- He did it. He did it. He fucking did it. Clip it, baby. Clip it.
Perfect.
That's it.
Okay,
Oh
it's
my
warm in
God.
this bath, Sato.
Amazing.
Just,
I've lost all
I'd
track
take
of what
my
we were
skin
just
off if
talking
I
about.
could.
Yeah.
What is happening? What
Amazing.
episode are we on?
Skeletons. Awesome. We're on the 3 skeletons episode. This is
Everyone-
amazing.
Everyone clear a mire for what just happened. No, I'm kidding.
Oh dang! Well, I already clicked it, unfortunately. So I guess
Shannon, these are the skeletons from your paint by numbers that you've
Right.
got that you're going to start working on.
100%. Yes.
Paint by 3, 2, 1, baby.
Absolutely. Awesome. So cool.
but yeah, Salt is just gonna lean in and he's like, so we're talking about like if they corner an Ironbound, bad times.
Did I ever tell you? I don't think I did tell you. I led a regiment of enforcers at the mountain, and we had some Ironbound that came years back, and well, they're all wild sailors, but their captain was an Ironbound, and it was very common in those years to look down on Ironbound as less than alive.
Yeah.
That's how our chieftain treated them, and the chieftain before them treated them, and even the chieftain when I was growing up. And we were in desperate need of metals to make bullets and parts for engines. And I ordered my subordinates to seize, not arrest, but seize the captain. And I thought that I was helping my community through tough times. But I was shocked when my chieftain and subordinates and peers and the colonel all looked down on me for my actions and turned on me for what I did. Now, they used those parts. They did not return this crew's captain's body to the crew of the ship that we took them from. He says it from and then corrects himself and says them from. And those parts, I believe, are still being used of that captain, their body, sacrificed so that others might be warm, their work be more efficient, their meals be made quickly.
I
was a sacrifice as much as their captain.
I'm sure you're by now aware of why I'm asking. And perhaps
You have an ironbound on your crew.
perhaps if I could, I worry about this offering tonight. What I've heard of it, it sounds like a lot of this tower's resources are going to be centralized, including security, and it might provoke opportunists to act. Would you, friend, like to hang out with us today? Hopefully no drama happens, but who knows, maybe an opportunity to right some wrongs karmically might present itself.
You want me to aid in the offering and help it go smoothly?
Just aid us. I've seen eyes on a close friend. I'm concerned for their safety and how they might be used.
I can't help but assert that Dill is like doing his awkward speech talking to some other people. And he goes and he just like kind of like looks at Dill in his outfit and like his eyes go wide and he like cocks his head and goes, "Oh, yes, I will help."
You're a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good...
I can handle myself. I can protect a friend, but it mostly depends on numbers. And I just kind of look at myself. I picture Salt as like
honestly, with a disguise that good, you just need him to stop talking.
FYI, he is fully in a conversation with one of the chefs about their favorite recipes and comparing cooking notes. He's totally sidetracked from from the picture of.
I actually find it's better to salt after you're done cooking the meat than.
Oh, my good sir, you must consider both.
But
every recipe I see says season before and after to taste.
Recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I cook what my mama taught me.
Yes, and what she taught you was recipes. Do you cooks? Do you use this word? Recipe? Instructions?
Here, can I insert a dialogue for you to use, Nick?
Absolutely.
Recipe, are you an assembly line or a chef? Or a cook?
Recipe, are you one of those pre-verdant food synthesizers or are you a chef?
Oh my... I cook for my crew, my soldiers, as needed. And I need to cook for many, so I work quite hard.
Oh, wow. Your soldier...
you mentioned...
Your enforcers must love you.
You mentioned synthesizers. I have a question for you. Have you ever had anything from a pre-verdant synthesizer? Does it substantially taste different to you?
Are you mocking me? No one's seen a food synthesizer in 300 years.
Well, my friend, I must tell you, I saw one yesterday, and I have a bottle of absinthe I'd like you to test.
I think this moment
take out
here is punctuating the moment where he went. You just need your friend to stop talking, and then like this.
Does Salt come and pull me away before I pull out the bottle of absinthe to have him test it?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess for Salt and Dill, is there any interest in suddenly being forced back into the party as one unit, or are you going to be doing your own thing again? As I mark off a quarter day on our tracking sheet.
Andy, I feel like one of the things you wanted to find out, we sort of got the answer for. Are there other questions that you wanted to have answered before we leave the scene?
No, and I we're not getting any good answers on Volpa, so I think
I want to underline that no one has seen Volpa. I'm underlining that.
I wonder if Nick wants us to stop asking about Volpa. Just I ask more.
We double down on it.
I would say that Dill is still gung ho to keep testing out this disguise, since as far as he can tell, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't broken yet. So
yeah, it's working. He's got all the power in the world right now.
I'm gonna look into the camera at you, aspiring storyteller, once again. When it comes to prep, do minimal effort. Before this session, I had no idea where Volpa was. Volpa could have been here. I wrote where Volpa would be if they were here, but I didn't know. I let Andy roll one die. Andy rolled a 1. Volpa's not here.
Oh, fuck.
I rolled Volpa's location. I didn't roll my ability to ask about her.
Andy, you determined. You rolled. You suck.
It's because he chose flavor engineer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. If only you had chosen NPC I want to be here engineer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flavor engineer will happen at some point in this
Flavor
campaign.
engineer will happen.
That's another tick on my tracker. Speaking of which, Nick, you just introduced a character who said that they melted down Ironbound to make bullets.
Yep.
If you were shot with an Ironbound bullet, would you have soul contamination?
Great question.
Play to find out what happens, my friend.
All right,
Andy, you would have.
Does Soto have? Oh my God! Does Soto have Ironbound bullets on his person right now? Can I sense that?
I love the idea of flashing back to Satho giving that monologue and like standing up in the spa, buck naked, sans the mask, reaching over into a pocket of some clothes on the floor and pulling out a bullet and looking at it while delivering that line about having melted down Ironbound.
Excellent. Then I rejoin and follow Salt and Sotho. Or Sotho not leaving with us. We're just leaving.
Satho's gonna slink back in ennui into this shadow spring.
As we're leaving, I do one of these to him again.
He gives you a knowing nod and lowers his head in shame.
Aww.
Is he gonna like accompany us? Like I thought he agreed that
he'll be at the offering, I assume.
Just to be clear, so I've checked a box for a quarter day on Anima Arrives track. At the end of this next box is when the offering will take place.
Okay.
And Satho has agreed
to meet up later.
Has committed to being there.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Unless y'all want to decide, do you want the party to rejoin to move forward with this next quarter day? We can do montage. We can do montage actions, or we can pursue another line of following up on stuff.
I like the idea of us all joining together to kind of confer about what it is that we've discovered while we were apart.
Right.
So we can tell them about Auric.
Maybe Ali can also report on things he saw on the map while we were gone.
Unless he's dead already.
That is also possible.
You think Ollie's coming back to the ship, my friend? Lol.
Okay.
Ollie is nowhere to be found.
Poor Ollie. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to do super rapid fire montage actions as an opportunity to maybe clear a mire.
Yeah.
And do some recovery. I think it's a good idea to do that this session at some point, but I want us to get back together.
I'm not going to require that everyone do a montage action if someone is using their quarter day to do a montage action. So let's start with montage actions for this quarter day. Travis, you had an idea of what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I want to do a recovery action to try to clear a mire, which means I am healing, relaxing, requires an appropriate whisper, clears mark from mires. So I think this is
you have 2 whispers still.
Yeah. I think this is we get together, we confer, and then Salt goes right back to the red altar to relax, and he tries to find a private spa or tub or something, have his own private meal, and work on chillaxing.
Okay, give me a d6 for your recovery roll.
Yeah, sir. And the whisper on the docket.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. You can just do this to clear 1 tick of 1 mire, or you can roll with the opportunity to heal 2 marks on a 6. Or
and a chance to not consume the whisper. Right?
Yes, a whole host of skills can help here. This sounds like cook if you're going to the spa.
He's trying to be discreet about possibly using a whisper. He doesn't want to draw attention to himself with it. So Veils?
Veils as an edge sounds good. I'm just trying to look at skills here.
Yeah.
Tend, obviously. Outwit would work. Shadows and secrets well kept. Avoid threats or move them right where you want them. Which, let's see, you fear the coming dawn and crave the night, or something is hunting you. So outwit sounds good, or yeah, I think outwit is the most appropriate here.
Yeah, the ones that I would want. Yeah, study doesn't make sense. Sense or outwit would be the 2 that would try to argue for, and I think outwit makes more.
I think study actually works here. I'm looking at the last line of study. Make connections and sort information. You are processing much right now. And here is an opportunity to recontextualize it
right
within yourself. So I think Veil's study works here. Give me 3d6.
Okay. All right, big money, big money. 5, 2, and a 1.
A 5, 2, and 1. Conflict. Heal 1 mark of mire. And that's
no
it.
twists,
And
so
that's
I
it.
use the untouched branches. Whisper is gone.
Okay. Yeah. Where go ahead and explain where Salt lands on this. And then I'm going to ask for anyone else that is interested in a montage action as I step away. But Travis, go ahead and describe where Salt lands as a result of this kind of reflective, pensive spa scene.
I think he's reflecting a lot on his vision of the fox and the hound. That nice little mushroom spore trip that he had, and the vivid visions he saw of the dawn and its gnashing teeth, and this where his fear of the dawn like came from that he's experiencing now has been plaguing him, and he's realizing that that vision was like there was insight gained from that. There is something that was giving him a message somehow, um given the Iota and Volpa interaction, like that. In a way he foretold it, he just couldn't interpret what he saw that way. So he's kind of opening himself up to the idea of there's still genuine like mysticism with reading the stars. There was a moment there when he found out that like the Cosmer were being faked into constellation communication from twinkling stars and stuff, but they were actually drones. So there was a moment there where he was like kind of questioning there being anything like mystical about the stars. Like it's all been a lie. But I think he's coming to the conclusion like he did see something about Volpa and the Hounda, and what he saw had nothing to do with drones flashing lights. There weren't drones flying around creating those images in his head. It was an acid trip. But there's something there.
Yeah.
So that causes him to kind of like relax. Like there is still something out there for him to believe in. Something to do with the stars.
I think maybe something else that occurs to Salt is that and this maybe doesn't offer as much comfort as what that does. That is a great thing to underscore. Not so much an underscore moment, but just something that might occur to Salt throughout this is that perhaps the day and the dawn represent a threat in their culture because that's been conditioned. When the sun is the most powerful light in the sky, there is less control over what the Cosmers see.
Right. That's very good.
If you are open to it, go ahead and delete that mire.
Already done, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other montages people want to do with this day, or is there more legwork to be done?
We're back at the ship now, right?
You can be wherever you want.
Dill wants to craft some more ammunition for the ornate cannon. Kind of feels like shit's about to change gears. So, is there a Wildsea word for like the gunsmith in this town?
Look, there are tons of engineers to be found.
Oh, the
hearth.
The humans, yeah, the hearth.
The hearth.
Do we have access to that area? Like it's not
okay, so if we're looking at the map, of Tarobal Tower and the port above, there is a red dot. Or I'm sorry, it's not red. There is a dotted line here of the tower. No one is allowed to go below here without authorization from the Twin Horns. And most Hearth engineers live below that line. That being said, your group has gotten information about where one can be found above that line. And their name is Orric. Orric.
Okay, I gather up some salvage from the ship and go find a Twin Horn on the street and be like, do you know the current location of Orric?
I'm sorry, you have like directions to their home.
Oh, okay. I go to Orric and I'm gonna craft some new ammunition.
Home/workshop. Okay.
Excellent.
We're gonna.
You said we received chemical slurry.
Yep.
Can you be more specific?
Nope.
Okay.
I just know that's going to end up in like soup or a beverage, or I'm scared.
Here's the thing.
Not if you put it in bullets, it will.
Chemical coleslaw.
I would like to combine that.
Yeah, Andy, the idea is that Specimens, Whispers, Salvage is like, it's hyper flexible. So like,
excellent.
You tell me how you use it the way you've been doing with all the other bullshit Specimens and Salvage.
Excellent. You give us some volcanic stone and chemical slurry. I would like to take both of those and make chemical buckshot.
Ooh. Okay.
That feels spicy.
Slurry shot.
Yeah.
And I offer to help encourage Orric, because I assume he's hungry like everybody else, today's harvest of fresh engine honey.
Okay. You start walking down the heat the twin helix walkways around the edge of this tower and arrive just below the dividing line. There's like a gate you can see ahead, like a checkpoint, not a gate, but a checkpoint. But you turn just short of that and head down like a little alleyway and come upon the home of Orric, the so-called fuel conveyor of the hearth. He is someone who is meant to engineer the fuel of the engine and other machines that power the tower. What does it mean to Dill when he arrives outside the home of Orric, and through the open windows of their home, he can hear sobbing? Dill can hear sobbing.
Dill is immediately like, someone in there needs food. There's a hungry mouth in there. It was sad. So he knocks on the door immediately and is like, "Oh, Orric, do you require sustenance? I have brought you a task and perhaps something to ease your pains."
I'll be right there.
Excellent. Don't tarry.
Pull yourself together, man. You can do this. Okay. Door opens. Pardon me. Sir, what can I do for you?
Well, I have need of expert engineering work, as I've heard you can provide. May we enter your workshop?
Of course, sir. And how might I address you? I don't think we've met.
You can address me as sir.
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I wasn't ready for this. You can address me as sir, and we can conclude our business with expedience.
Yes, I think that would be preferable. Sorry, I just was doing an experiment and had to rinse my eyes out.
Of course.
Right this way.
Perhaps something to calm your nerves after this scary experience. Have you ever tried absinthe?
Determined. Just bound and determined.
So much to unpack there, sir. This experience is not scary, and no.
My friend, I have heard tell of its over 140 healing qualities. I suggest you try some. You must be hungry.
You mean it's proof? And are you offering me some to drink?
My good sir, I know nothing is free in this city. I shall offer you something nice to drink.
Of course.
And we shall conclude our business.
It is my pleasure to serve the tower. There is no need for trade.
There's need. I hear your expertise is second to none.
Give me... I need a roll here.
A roll to...
I need a roll.
Fucking drink.
Oh boy. Dill, give me...
This is a
test.
A Tides outwit.
I'm not
scared.
Sure.
Oh wait, no. This is a Tides tent because I think he's like, I heard him crying. I think a little alcohol will help.
Here's the problem.
Oh yeah.
You are disguised as such that he is conditioned to not respond to either your edge or skill.
Oh boy.
I do not think that Tides works here. I do not think he desires to be tended to by a twin horn. If you roll with that, it's going to be 2 edge.
Okay.
Or I'm so no, or not 2 edge, 2. I meant to say 2 cut, but then that would result in nothing. So I think it's 1 cut.
Then I will take a different tack. This is iron and race. And I'm gonna order him to take a fucking drink.
Iron and what?
Brace. I'm gonna like physically sort of like impose his space a little bit and be like, take the drink.
Okay, I will accept iron and brace with no cut whatsoever. Both are acceptable.
Oh God, I don't want to look.
He's rolled nothing but ones for the last 5
I know.
I speak
What's wrong with it? Oh God. Okay.
All right.
This is the man that we need.
If you get,
we're gonna pay him with a fuel
signing
cell,
off.
and you're gonna get him fucking drunk on absinthe.
4.
Right.
Wow, we got a 4, a conflict. Okay. Here's the problem.
Take the drink, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you pour, like, he grabs a glass, do you pour it for him?
Yeah, pour him.
Okay,
pour him a
as
little,
soon as you're done,
not a lot. Just
yeah.
Like
as soon as the last drop hits this glass, he is knocking it back. He is not sat down, and then he is proceeding to the workshop. He is like, yes, of course I will accept payment for this overtime. And it is my pleasure to serve. What can I do for you? Oh, you want me to use these materials to make bullets? Sure, that's not really my forte, but I can do that. Please take a seat. Would you like a glass with which to partake in your own absinthe? Here you go, sir.
Thank you. Very kind. Proceed.
Oh my gosh. This is so. Oh.
Hey Dill.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
scared.
Injury or mire?
No.
Or wait, where is your absinthe from?
Absinthe
Synthesizer. It's
was made
synthesized
in the
absinthe.
synthesizer.
Okay.
It's a synth.
I want
It's not drugs. It's just strong alcohol.
It's synth.
and
And he was crying. I'm trying to help.
Yeah. Would you like an injury, a mire, or to consume your futuristic rations?
No.
My injury.
Take the injury.
A minjury?
Take
Injury.
take the injury drunk.
Awesome. Can't wait.
This could never backfire.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
No.
You have a salvage here. I'm sorry, not futuristic. Sorry, your futuristic rations were not at stake. Your absinthe was.
Oh god.
Sorry, because this is listed in a different spot. I got confused.
Oh yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'll amend that. Do you want your absinthe to be gone? Would you like to take an injury, or would you like a mire?
He can have the absinthe.
Okay. The absinthe is gone. There was not a lot synthesized here. And he like sets down a glass and pours you some to drink. And then takes the bottle so that you no longer have a container for this absinthe.
Excellent.
Do you consume it out of curiosity?
Yeah, I mean he can't even get drunk. Like
That's a great question.
Where does it go?
You know what?
That's a question we've had.
That's
Where
the-
does it go?
In the nature of the Green Fairy, which is the nickname for absinthe, I would say that he pours it airplane style. Some of it is absorbed by his porous fish heart, and he has some turn of the century, writing hallucinations or whatever absinthe gave you back in the 1900s.
Okay.
My intention was for the the montage rules requires salvage was to use the volcanic rock and chemical slurry.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll for crafting. Roll 5 dice.
Tell you what, I'm never choosing flavor engineer, not ever.
I'm sorry, actually, 5 dice with a cut or 4 dice, your choice.
Five dice with a cut or 4 dice?
Yeah, roll
4 dice. You either willingly call the highest roll.
My instinct, having a lot of experience with probability and statistics, is that 4 dice is better than 5 with a cut.
Yeah, I think
100%.
so.
Yep.
Okie doke.
That's a 6.
Yeah.
With a twist.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay.
With the twist.
Your creation gives an unexpected benefit in addition to the usual result. Something small but useful. You don't know what this is because you're not responsible for the craft. So take what would we call this? Chemical buckshot plus.
Chemical buckshot is what I called it.
Take chemical buckshot plus.
Ooh.
And remind me, or asterisk, and remind me that there is a unexpected benefit here.
I'm going to put in parentheses also see God as the
Perfect.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question? Did the volcanic rock have any properties that other than just being igneous rocks? Like
that might be the unexpected benefit. Who could say?
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, I will at some point in the future,
uranium.
but you don't know. Okay. So Brian and Shannon, were either of you gonna do a montage action, or were you gonna like pursue a full scene?
I think I wasn't going to pursue a montage.
Okay. All right.
Personally, I was just going to try and like regroup with
Okay.
the guys and like let them know what
we
we
might
found.
need to open with that then,
Right
before
on.
your action. What
Brian?
about you, Brian? Do you have a montage action?
I'm just gonna try at some point to obtain a whisper. I don't know how I would obtain a whisper because I need to clear a mire at some point.
Okay.
But
Acquisition seems fine. How would you go about? I know that we've kind of ruled whispers to be more mechanical than anything.
Yeah.
I think that this could be framed in any number of ways.
would I be able to trade? Remind me again, the ribbed fields, where are they?
The ribbed fields were in the Fox Lofts. That was the kind of like area where there was a lot of Leviathan bones and other bones of creatures, and there is a disease where they can come to life.
That's where you fought the hornets, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think you all opted to drive into the hornets rather than go anywhere near the bones.
Yep.
All right. Would I be able to trade my Foxloft topography chart to somebody detailing that this is where I found large amounts of pinwolves and a verdant food supply for a whisper?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone locally would be interested, but I'm sure a number of wild sailors would be.
Yeah.
There's probably some wild sailor that is hyper superstitious and is like, oh yeah, the beast that's been ravaging the Fox Lofts. Well, I guess if I ever need to go through the Fox Lofts, it'd be nice to know like where the bones are, so that I can like, because the beast isn't going to go anywhere near those, right? No way.
To be clear, I have a Foxloft topography chart and a chart of the ribbed fields. I chose the Foxloft topography because the ribbed fields had nothing to do with the pinwolves, but I would trade either or.
I think they're gonna need the Foxloft one because the rib fields is like much more hyper focused and specific of that area within the Foxlofts.
Wonderful.
So yeah, I think having a updated chart of the Foxlofts could be really useful just to know the fastest way through it right now, because it is very central, especially to get out of the interregnum and head in any number of directions out of here.
I'll delete my topography chart. I'll trade that, and then I'll either pick a random whisper or come up with something for a whisper.
Here, let me take a look really quick.
I plan on using the whisper mechanically, along with a little bit more roleplay to clear my mire. So, if you
take the whisper, to each their own.
Got it.
Ooh. And whispers, like when used in gameplay, you said like depending on how they're spoken, it like reflects how they
are used. Yes.
Yeah.
You can either whisper them to gain information. You can say them to make a change, a limited change to the narrative, or you can shout them to make a dramatic change to the narrative. But it is done where I am also given the opportunity essentially to make a twist on the dramatic change. Yes.
Okay.
Or they can be used to clear mires by resting, relaxing. Okay. So we are well over on time. So Amber, we will start with you next session. Let me make a quick note. But I want to leave us with Dill. You, as you are engaging with Auric, and Oric is working on your ammunition, Oric makes a sort of confession to you. Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't really have to rinse my eyes out. I was struggling, you know, the Ironbound that y'all picked up and sent our way. I just to kill them, to feed them to the engine. I'm sorry. I know it might be weak, but I see them, I see him as a person. I don't, they have memories. They have ambition. They have goals. They have a crew. It was a moment of weakness. I'm sorry. I just was getting emotional. I'm sorry for the outburst.
Bill removes his twin horn helmet. And says to Oric, "There is no weakness in seeing life where there is life. There is more at play here than you realize. And when the time has come, you will be called upon."
Whoa.
When the
Big words.
time has come, I will be called upon.
You shall.
For...
And we're hoping that he's still feeling the effects of that.
And I replace my twin horn helmet, and pat his shoulder. Thank you for the ammunition. We shall test it soon.
Oh my god.
For what? Andy, this is specifically for you. For what?
For what?
What for? Who are you?
We are ironbound, and we feel and we remember, and we do not forget.
Does he do one of these ones to him as he's leaving?
Yeah.
We're on a mission from God.
We're on a mission from God. God, I love Blues Brothers. Fuck. Give me...
Oh, don't make him
I
roll,
think this
please.
is a Veil's Outwit, my friend. You definitely
God.
have an advantage for the absinthe. 100%.
I have no veils.
Wait, hold on. Oh, I was looking at the wrong sheet. One sec.
Tides outwit? An instinct outwit, since I'm taking a risk?
I think iron
can work.
Iron doesn't seem like how you delivered that, but
determination.
Determination.
Confidence.
Willpower. Yeah,
It's...
it doesn't have to be strong and forceful.
Right.
It can be just delivered eloquently and let it stand for itself. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, the implication is very strong.
Yeah.
Just him removing the mask.
Okay.
It was a power move 100%.
Iron. Mending, maintenance, adaptation.
Concoct, a skill of reactions, essences, deeper understanding.
No.
Outwit would be great in this.
Which one?
I think Outwit.
I think it's Outwit. I could
Shadow and Secrets, Sense even.
I mean, I would just want to say that his intention to take this risk is also coming from the same place as, like, obviously you were not crying over a bad experiment before. Like, his soul,
Right.
he could tell that this guy's soul needs help. That's why he offered the booze. That's why he wanted to feed him. So, like,
yeah,
this is a tend as well. You could say.
I do like that kind of like, especially like as I was delivering that line, I think he's like looking for absolution here. Like he's in a vulnerable moment. So I think tend is absolutely.
We're gonna give him absolution and put him to fucking work.
Call upon him. I can't wait.
Yeah, he
shall
be called upon.
And purpose.
Yes. So take an advantage for the absinthe, and I am think because you've connected with him over like his natural element of creating something and also offering him this absolution, I think take a second advantage. So this is 4 dice. Is there a drawback here?
No, Nick. There is no drawback.
Well, okay,
Nope.
here's the cut. The cut would be because he is living. Hold on, Andy. I'm actually about to amend this roll.
You're just getting a view of some of my artwork on the bulletin board here.
So
there you
this
go.
is
nice.
this is not
Nice.
this is either 4d6 with a cut of 1 because he is feeling the pressure, the external pressure of the twin horns, which you are painfully reminding him of with your garb, or it's just a flat 3d6 because you are suppressing his inhibitions around the twin horns with the alcohol.
He took his mask off.
Yeah, does his exasperation with the twin horns extend to like being open to anti-establishmentarianism? Like if I'm like showing up and proving that
Andy!
like there's undercover people amongst these people that are harassing him, like
No,
and a movement to change things.
There's no like
potentially?
there's no like secret like informative institution here. He's just afraid if he stands up for what he believes in and is just caught plainly helping, like aiding and abetting a resource to the twin horns that he should be reporting and using, because he's weak for believing in Ironbound having humanity.
There's no catharsis we can offer him for confirming that he's not weak, that he's actually like...
No, I think that's part of it. It's the framing, but he is afraid that if he's caught, he's gonna either be killed or not fed for a month.
We'll take him with.
Yeah, he can come along. We have room on the ship.
We'll get him out of this.
Okay, let's start with this roll and we can go from there.
Oh god.
Okay.
I know you said this was a montage action, but because you chose to engage with this NPC, this is not a montage. I mean, it's how you spend.
Engage with this NPC.
I have to.
All right,
I have to. Because of the position that they're in.
Dice? How many dice am I rolling?
It's either.
Is there any way at all that we can help this?
No, you're not here.
I like this so much.
You're not here. You're not
here. We'll be here next session.
But I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. Like this could be a conversation. This could continue.
Right, so break down my dice options.
So it's either 3d6 or 46 cut 1.
Oh my god.
3d6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to do it. All you gain
Let's see that 6. Let's do that 6. 4.
Double 4s.
Double 4, so a twist.
Okay.
We can think about it for next session.
11 sessions.
11 sessions. I'm with you.
I think that this my pitch is that not only is there going to be an unintended effect, but also there's a positive tag with the bullets. I guess that is kind of a tag, so to speak.
But this roll was to like comfort and give him absolution. That was the goal of this.
You guys already did the roll for the bullets.
We already did the bullets. This is the roll for absolution.
Okay.
Maybe the twist is that this is the spark that the rebel uprising needs to begin.
I know what this is.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Whatever I said, I apologize.
I'm blasting Sing for Absolution by Muse as soon as our session ends.
Oh, hell yeah. I love Muse so much. He hands you the bullets and he says, I think what he says is going to be both shocking and affirmative. Oh my god. I'm I'm so sorry about your friend, but I know now I shouldn't have done what I did.
Is that a tag you want to like a cliffhanger?
That's
You want to end the episode on?
That's,
or? Okay.
that's it.
I will respond.
Your friend Oxenfree. I'm so sorry.
Mm.
Whatever I can do to make it up to you.
Bam. That's a big blank check.
And he cries. He just weeps.
I welcome him to my shoulder.
And he's just gonna break down crying completely.
Yep. Bring it.
Okay.
And now Andy is going to rest.
The compassion of offering him your shoulder to cry on, you as Nireborn, that absolutely broke the levee.
Oh yeah.
We're just two workbench people drunk and crying together in a
Hey Andy.
Oh God.
Your connection of Ollie Oxenfree.
Yep.
Go ahead and remove that.
Removed. Should I add Auric?
Sure.
We shared a connection.
Yeah, that seems
Ollie's-
appropriate.
Ollie's gone.
Is Ollie full gone?
His pile of stuff is still on the
Ollie
ship.
is
So.
fuel, but his pile of stuff is ours.
Also, what bloodline, what origin or a bloodline or whatever is Auric?
All of the Hearth are ardent.
Ardent Hearth.
Ollie oxen scrap.
Oh my God!
I'm just reading what the chat said. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Most glossed over character death, most welcome character death by the cast and all
No.
storytelling.
I would disagree with that
It's
statement.
bittersweet. I really wanted to sacrifice him myself.
Yeah, we just
to have
lost
some
Ollie was the
character
foil
death
that we
happen
needed.
off
I'm not mad that you
screen.
killed him,
An
Nick.
asset the way you've treated him, you assholes.
He was a foil. He was a
Nick,
foil.
Nick, we're not mad that you killed Ollie.
I know
We're
you're
mad
not.
that
I
you
know
took
you're not.
away our ability to kill Ollie.
Kill him ourselves. Yeah, exactly. See,
Jesus
Brian gets it. Yeah. I want to be like
kill
not monsters,
Ollie.
but we are.
Honestly.
Oh my
Congrats.
God.
I am sad that Ollie is gone.
Thank you,
Not
Travis.
for nefarious reasons. He was great.
Okay.
Well,
that's gonna do it for us here at Fable Table. Those of us who are actual human beings with feelings and emotions. Okay.
I'm a cactus, Nick. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Nick, I wrote my connection to Auric on the notes on my character sheet. You can let me know if they're acceptable.
I will. Okay, so next week, the 23rd, I believe we will be back. But the 30th, I suspect we will not be. So, we'll be back next week with episode 9, the penultimate episode of the season, and then we will be back on the 6th with the finale. And presumably we will be back on the 13th with a post-mortem episode. That is our roadmap moving forward.
Session 11.
Session 1-1.
Something like that. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love you. We'll miss you. Rip Ollie Oxenfree. Did you just say not too soon?
I said gone too soon.
My goddamn auditory processing disorder.
Rest in piss, he won't be missed.
Rest in piss? Oh my gosh.
Never heard that before in
Neither
my
have
life.
I.
Man,
I'm writing
You
it
can
down.
bet that I will use
so
it again.
much.
You've never heard rest in piss, you won't be missed before?
No, and I'm
Never. Oh
taking
my
it and I'm
God.
putting it in a book. That's